So, we're going to show the newbie some love. I'm Jay Stone. I'm a master brand coach based here in Atlanta, Georgia. Hello, Stacy. And I help women business owners create profitable businesses without compromising their lifestyle, okay? And so I teach them to do everything: how to build a brand, how to position themselves as experts, how to get more media coverage, visibility, tell your heart, tell your story. And so with that, of course, comes speaking. Hello, LaShawn Allen. Everybody, please follow LaShawn Allen. She is one of my ace boom coons in my inner circle, so don't forget to follow her. So I just got back from New York on Saturday, and I finished about 40 speaking engagements. Yes, do the hearts. The hearts are free. We are working on 2 million hearts. We're working on 2 million hearts. So I just got back from New York, and the Scope Squad hung out with me on these last 40 days, these last 10 speaking engagements. So if you are part of the Scope Squad, which means you've been here before, you've watched a replay, you are family. And so if you just type squad in the comments so everybody can see who you are. Squad up. Come on, hit it up, squad. Yes, the Scope Squad. Hey, guys. Hey. So I had an amazing trip to New York. New York was like the cherry, literally the cherry on top of this last month or so, month and a half. And it's been awesome. And so I'm sitting here and I'm looking at all these speaking engagements, and I decided probably about maybe halfway through these speaking engagements, I was getting so many questions about how I book speaking engagements and how I do my speeches and how I set everything up and how I do sales in the room and all of these questions. So I decided to put together a speakers intensive on October 24th. But before I get to that information, let's just go ahead and talk to you about some things that I think you need to know. So let's talk about the different types of speaking engagements that I had, okay? So I had training where I actually was teaching something with the PowerPoint slides. That was one type of speaking engagement. There were keynotes where I actually was just the major feature, the closeout keynote. I was the closing keynote. There are panels. That was another thing that I did. Panels. Okay. And then, of course, I did 2 different types of training. Okay. And so, a lot of people, hey, Alexis. So a lot of people make the mistake of thinking if I'm not the keynote, like that's the only kind of speaking, I just want to speak and be by myself. But there's so many ways that you can make money through speaking, and you don't have to be, the main attraction every time. It doesn't always work for you. So let's just talk about the first speaking engagement I had that kicked off the 10 was a church, right? And so here's what happened. I have a client who sends me lots and lots of referrals, okay? She sends me lots of referrals, and she says, hey, I'm over the women's ministry at my church. We want to have somebody come in. We want you to talk about removing the mask, the authentic living, and all that kind of stuff. So come in and do this. Now, mind you, this was a favor because this person, see, this is the reciprocal relationships, okay? This is the reciprocal relationships. So I know that the people at the church, first of all, I might drop the F-bomb at every given Sunday. So the first thing I had to do was, put on my best behavior. Okay, I had to put on my best behavior to go into the church. And I sat down, and this was, conservative women, older women, or whatever. However, what I did, and there weren't going to be a whole lot of people that were going to buy my services. They weren't going to buy branding from me. And at the time, I did not have my book. Scope Scribe, if you can tell people how to share, I think you swipe, you hit the little Perry guy over here to the right. I think if you hit him, it'll give you the option to share. The little dude right here in the right hand corner. I think if you hit him, it'll show you how you can share. So swipe up. Yeah, swipe up. And I think you might swipe left to right on some of the devices to share. So I'm sitting here in this church, and I'm looking at this situation, and I'm like, okay, so am I really going to make money off of this, right? And so this is the thing. It's all about relationships, and you're going to hear me say that a lot. It's all about relationships. So because this person puts money in my pocket on a monthly basis with referrals, if she came to me for a favor, I was absolutely going to show up for her for the reciprocal relationships. So it didn't matter that I didn't make money because I make money off the relationship anyway. So sometimes you can't be short-sighted. You know what I'm saying? Some of us have short money instead of long money. Hey, Janelle, how you doing? I got your survey. I'm working on it right now. Okay. So so sometimes you got to look at your long money instead of your short money. All right. So I did that, and then I was like, I didn't have a book coming out at the time. So I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I'll put these people on my email list. Guess what? Because I knew the book was coming out soon. So now they're on my email list, right? Hey, Mark, how you doing? And so I put them on my email list. So guess what? When I do the email blast tomorrow, there's 75 people on that list that I can hit. Okay. So I'll probably get a good 10, 15 books sold out of that. Okay. But here's the other thing that happened. I actually scoped the speaking engagement. Okay. So because I scoped it, people were able to see it and they were able to see a topic. And I got phone calls from people saying, hey, can you now come and speak at my church? Okay. So, hey, Drew, how you doing? So that's the thing is even when you don't make money, you always position yourself for the next opportunity. Okay. You always give a amazing, presentation no matter what, because you don't know who might catch the video, you don't know who may catch the replay, you don't know who might be sitting in the audience. Okay, so now here were some great things that happened during that event. So I'm always telling people about validating yourself. Okay, don't forget the hearts, guys, because we're trying to get to 2 million. I'm always talking to people about validation, and some people get out there, lie about their credibility. Well, it just so happened when I said I worked at certain Fortune 500 companies, one of my old co-workers was at that event. I just said that I was an award-winning strategist, that I got nominated for some stuff with I was honored by the Young and Powerful for Obama. Okay, I just said that. And then the man who put it together, his grandmother was at the church, and she remembered me from that event. So see how your credibility comes full circle? Your credibility comes full circle. Right? So that was an interesting thing. So of course this continues to validate who I say that I am when I show up in the spaces. Okay. So now I told you that I had 10 events, right? What I didn't tell you is that 3 of them were my events. So that's something else you guys are missing out on. You know, you can't always depend on people to hire you. Sometimes you have to create your own platform, right? So that's another secret. Create your own platform. Create your own platform. So I had 3 events. I had a speaking engagement, I had a brunch, and I had 2 training events. Okay. Those were my events, because guess what? Sometimes people aren't going to give you the opportunity. Sometimes when they say, come teach this, they're going to tell you what they want you to teach based on what their audience needs. Sometimes they're going to say, hey, you know, do this training based on what they think they want. But what happens when there's a training that I want to do, right? I need to create my own platform. I need to create my own platform because I get to control what content I deliver. So I did an intensive on brand clarity. I did a brand clarity intensive back then. So it's going to be similar to the one I'm doing on October 24th. It's just the one on October 24th specifically focuses on speaking. Okay, so that was one thing. The other thing I got was I got a keynote. Experience Connections had their anniversary dinner. They asked me for a keynote. Now here's the kicker, y'all. I'm finna give you another piece of advice, right? So while this event was booked back in the summer. Okay, this event was booked back in the summer, and I see you guys asking a lot of questions about me. I'm going to give you the details on the website and the intensive in just a minute. But if you watch Shortsighted right here in the middle of your screen, Shortsighted, she is my Periscope administrator. So watch her, and she's going to put everything up that you need to know. She's going to put the dates of the events. She's going to put the web address up there, right there with the green arrows. Watch her, because she's going to be the person that's going to give you all the details. She's also going to be the person that's going to recap this scope. Okay. She's my Periscope administrator. Yes, I had to have one because it'd be a lot of y'all on these scopes asking a lot of questions. Okay. So when I did the keynote speech, I booked that back in the early summer, like before the summer started. It was like in the spring. Okay, so I booked that in the spring. So here's what happens. A lot of people and organizations and networks, hey, Sherry, they book in the spring for the fall. There's a lot of conferences that happen in the fall. Okay, so I know it looked like, oh my gosh, she got these speaking engagements back to back. A lot of them were booked 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago. Okay, so you have to know when the premium booking times are. So I always stay booked up in the fall, but that book sometimes 6 months ahead of time. You understand what I'm saying? So I can give you those. I'm going to go over those premium booking times, premium times to get yourself booked up in the intensive on the 24th. But that was one of the things that happened. That one happened before then. Okay, so then I got a phone call from Sears. Okay, Sears, the Sears Corporation. As my grandma used to say, Sears and Roebuck. Okay, Sears and Roebuck, they had a women's internal conference, right? They had an internal conference, an internal women's leadership conference. I was the closing keynote. So check this out. I wasn't just the closing keynote, like the end of the day. I came in behind the chief marketing officer for Kmart, and Kmart and Sears are owned by the Sears Holdings Company. Okay. So I was the closing keynote behind the chief marketing officer for Kmart. And she's a new chick. Like, she's a badass, right? They chose me to give the closing keynote after that. Now, let me tell you why they did that. You guys want to know why? Why they chose me? Because they saw an interview. That's another secret that I'm giving you, okay? So I'm giving you secrets. Number one, relationships, because you never know where it's going to end. Number two, create your own platform, because you never know how it's going. Number three, certain times of year are best times to be booked. Number four, interview. You have to position yourself in every interview because you never know who's watching. They reached out to me based on an interview. They went to my website based on an interview. And after the interview, they was like, okay, this chick is like the real deal. They went to my website and did some other stuff. And there's some other things that I had to do, like what my speaker's kit needed to look like, my speaker's page. I'm going through all of that on October 24th. But that was something else, okay? The next opportunity I had was the National Black MBA. I did some social media training for them. Guess what that was based on? Another relationship. It was a referral that came in. Okay. Now, while I was at Sears, I was like, you know what? I got people in Chicago. Maybe I should do an event in Chicago and do a training in Chicago. Now, I did a training in Chicago, and boom, what was that? Me creating my other platform. Okay, a speaker's kit is similar to a press kit, but it's more driven towards getting your speaking engagements. That's a good question, Monica. You understand what I'm saying? So I created my platform yet again because it was an opportunity. I was already going to be in Chicago. I had people wanting me to come to Chicago, so I went to Chicago. Now, on the flip side, I told y'all, Chicago didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to, but now what do I have? See, you can't get upset because people don't turn out the way you want them to, because now I have a point of reference of what to do when I go to Chicago. Now I know who will show up, how they will show up, and how much work I got to do to get them to show up, right? So this is that learning the audience, the test and learn model that I'm such a big fan of. So the National Black MBA, that was another relationship, okay? There's another relationship that was based on, and it was a referral. And guess why I did it? Because that person refers a lot of people to me, okay? You understand, this is how you show value. When they call on you, show up. Because they send you people without even blinking, without even thinking about it. And these two ladies that I did those for, they have made me thousands of dollars. So how do I show my appreciation? I show up whenever they ask me to. Okay? I show up whenever they ask me to. Okay? So then, okay, remember, creating your own platform, okay? So I created my own platform. I had a brunch and a few other things, but based on a platform that I created, I got an email to come to speak at the Periscope Summit. They were like, wow, you're creating platforms now, so we need you to come and be on our platform at the Periscope Summit. Okay, so I'm up on the Periscope Summit. I'm on a panel. Now, mind you, I'm telling you that panels and interviews are great opportunities for you to show your expertise. Okay, panels they're great opportunities for you to show your expertise. Okay, so while I'm sitting on a panel, I didn't know two major magazines were there watching. One of them was scoping. Okay, they were scoping the panel. They scoped my portion of the panel. And then right afterwards, they said, hey, you guys were great on the panel. We're going to do a panel over here. It's impromptu. It was Black Enterprise. They said it's impromptu. We just want to do a scope on Black women who are doing great on Periscope, right? Black Enterprise Magazine did an impromptu panel right there. Boom. So I went from having one panel in 2 days to two panels in 2 days. One panel in 1 day to two panels in 1 day, because they saw me sitting on another panel and asked me to join. You understand what I'm saying? So you see how that flipped right there, because they were watching. That's that showing up every day. That's the showing up every day, giving value every single freaking day. You can't ever just be off. Okay, you can't ever just be off. Okay, because one will lead to the next, and will lead to the next, and will lead to the next. Okay, so come on, I ain't finished now. I ain't finished, y'all. Keep on tapping, keep on hearting, and keep on sharing, because I'm not done yet. Okay, so that BE Summit. The panel on the summit left to an impromptu panel, and guess what? Then I was invited to Black Enterprise, right? I was invited to Black Enterprise headquarters to hang out, and it turned out that they put me on an interview. Okay, they put me on an interview right there on Periscope. It was the first ever BE Bizscope, first ever. They hooked me up with Rick Ross's marketing director for Maybach Records, and we did our interview together. And guess what? Got an email today from them wanting to do another story on me. So here we go. So here's what we got. We got the speaking engagements. Okay, we had the speaking engagements that turned into opportunities, that built relationships. You understand what I'm saying? That created more interviews for me and more opportunities. You understand how this is a cycle? It's cyclical. It's cyclical. And so I'm going to teach you guys how to do all of this. Hey, Shawn Thomas, what's going on? It's all cyclical. Okay, Shawn Thomas, a great guy. I met him at Periscope Summit. Finally got a chance to meet him in person after cyber stalking him. Shawn, just say hey so that they can follow you, right? So this is all cyclical, okay? And I'm going to teach you guys how to do this on October 24th here in Atlanta, Georgia. If you are interested, hey, follow Shawn Thomas right there. Ask Shawn Thomas, a.k.a. Shawn Thomas. Ask him. Go ahead and follow him. He's a great guy, gives great advice on entrepreneurship. So send me an email at coachme, COACHME, at jstone.com. We've got 9 seats left. We've got 9 seats left. Thank you so much, Shawn. Appreciate that. Send an email to coachme at jstone.com. And we're going to be teaching you how to book more speaking engagements. Just like I talked to you about this, I'm going to go more in depth on that, right? I'm also going to give you a behind the scenes look at my speakers package, the thing that closes the deal for me every time. But in addition to the speakers package, I'm going to show you what you put online for your speakers page. Okay, I'm going to show you what you put online for your speakers page. But here's the biggest thing that you're going to get. Okay, you have to have a signature talk. You have to have a signature talk. And if you don't have a signature talk, that's that thing that people want to hear from you over and over and over again, I'm going to help you frame your signature talk. Send an email to coachme at jstone.com. Now, I'm not here to play games with you, right? I'm telling you the benefit. Now, before I started speaking, speaking will not only increase your media presence, your visibility, it's going to increase your bottom line. Okay, so if you could stand to make more money in your business, type POP in the comments, right? If you could stand, I'm going to give you the price, Executive Diva. I'm not going to play with your emotions, okay? It's really affordable, so don't be stressed out about it. That's why I ain't got but 9 seats left, okay? Executive Diva, Scope Scribe, I already told you. I was going to tell them in a minute, right? If you can afford, if you would like to make more money, okay, speaking does that, okay? So it does it without fail every time I speak. And even speaking, let's be clear, speaking is also getting on Periscope, okay? It never fails. Every time I get on Periscope, every time I speak, every time I use somebody else's platform, I get opportunities to make money. I usually make money, and we're not talking about $100 or $200. We're talking about a few $1,000s, okay? But you got to have the right message, the right service offering, and the right products. So you want to send an email to coachme, COACHME, at jstone.com. It's a speakers intensive for October 24th. I will discuss how much you should charge. Yes, I will talk to you about pricing and negotiating, because what y'all don't understand is a lot of this stuff is negotiable. There are certain things that are standard for me in terms of how I travel and what they need to take care of in terms of my travel. The speakers intensive is $347. That's it. Now, normally I charge $797 for this. Normally I charge $797. I'm charging $347 for a reason, because I'm taking 15 people. Okay, I'm taking 15 people. It's in Atlanta. I'm taking 15 people, so therefore I could drop the price a little bit. But normally I do like 5 for $797. But I'm taking a few more people, and that's simply because I've had such a huge request of it. May God continue to bless you as you bless others. Thank you so much, Pastor. I got a lot of pastors in here. Y'all making me nervous. Hey, Pastor. Let me be on my best behavior, cross my fingers and my toes, and try not to cuss when the pastors be up in here, guys. Y'all know I'm doing that. I've been getting a lot of pastors lately. I'm nervous about that. I don't know what they be telling y'all about me. Let them use you. Right, Monica? Right. So, I know, right? Not a public speaker, but this is so helpful. Well, Embrace Desires, if you are not a public speaker, you want to become a public speaker. Let me tell you something. Speaking is not my primary revenue stream, but it puts me in front of so many people that come and spend money with me. Okay, so I'm not a speaker. If you look at jstone.com, you have to, it's not even a top bar. Okay, be yourself and become a better you, to become a better you. Thank you so much, Pastor. I appreciate that. Looking for a first lady. ATL 99, you okay? You stirring up trouble around here, okay? So, so when you go to jstone.com, you look across that menu, you don't see speaking up there because it's not a primary source of revenue from me. Okay, it's not. It's one of those things, but it brings in a lot of money because I'm a coach. I'm a brand coach. Remember, I'm a brand coach. So stuff like this, and it brings in people to my coaching services. That's why coaching is more visible to me. So speaking is a marketing strategy.